What's up guys, NepentheZ and welcome back to another episode of the Draft to Glory. I've sold a lot of items over the last few minutes just because all of a sudden these La Liga Santander and Liga 1-2-3 players have some value because of the SBC. So as you can see there, I've sold a whole bunch of them and I've got a whole bunch more on the trade pile, and then after I do this intro I'm going to list up the rest that I've got. I nearly got to the end of it and then my trade pile was full up, but basically we're gonna be making a lot of money, and this is why I hold on to these. Yeah, okay, they're not gonna go for like crazy amounts, like 10k a man or anything. A few of them go for like 2-3k, but most of them will go for like 600-700 coins. Hey, it's like double their regular market value, so I'll take that. And on that note, I think that puts us close to 2 million overall. We're at 1.8, we're at 1.9 in total now, 1.9 million. We've got 1.7 for transfer profit and 1.53 match earnings, 153,000 match earnings. You combine those together and we're basically just short of 1.9 million total coins earned. So that's fantastic. We're still hovering around that 1 million, 1.1 million mark. Like, I have got a lot of stuff in the club, so you know we've got easily a 200-300k gap there in the club. Let's go for the 4-3-1-2 again because we've been super successful with that formation. I know it rules out like Messi's, Ronaldo's and Neymar's and stuff unless we get the striker version of Ronaldo. But and on that note, I'm actually going to take that Neymar because I know we're going to bench him as a sub. He'll be great. But it seems to be just the most competent formation for us, like even more so than the 4-3-2-1. So what are we going to do here? Like, I'm never going to take an MLS player because you it's just no. Bundesliga could be usable, Superliga never. So I'm going to have to take either Rafael and Huntelaar. I'm going to take Rafael because he actually isn't a bad cam, and as a centre forward he'd still get perfect chem in a cam if we got like an Aubameyang or a Lewandowski. What is with David Villa coming up? Why do we keep getting it? I'm going to take this Cavani because he looks unreal and I haven't used him. So we'll take team of the group stage Cavani. It's going to be really difficult to link him up unless we get a Luis Suarez. That would obviously be very nice. I can't really go French League. We don't have a Bundesliga player here. We do have a Brazilian. But I would play... These choices are just not good for me. I might take Christian Eriksen and see if we can go through for BPL in this middle of the park here. Right, BPL it will be. I could take Kante here, but I'm going to take that De Bruyne card. Very nice card indeed. Goes in the centre of the park. Very nice, very nice. Oh, perfect! There you go. We'll also take Paul Pogba, so I'll take that Pogba De Bruyne trio. Let's go and get Torre now as well. Give me that informed Torre game. You know you want... Oh, we get Nainggolan. I'll take him. That midfield trio, godlike. I'm gonna need to do some work to fix the two attackers. But other than that, in fact, if we put Neymar up front, I think we get more chem. We do by 1. There you go, because he gives some chemistry to Rafael. Now, informed Florenzi would be perfect for me here. Or just Florenzi at all? No. We could take him, I guess. He gives one link, one needed link. Now, I wouldn't mind like BPL. If we get Anthony Martial, I'll put him off chem up front. We get Masuaku, which is really nice. He obviously gets a strong link into Paul Pogba, meaning any BPL centre-back here will now give Pogba full chem. We don't get a BPL centre-back. Marquinhos doesn't help. I guess it's going to have to be either De Vrij or Maximovic. I'll take Maximovic, and I actually used him on my on a squad builder that you may be seeing later on tonight. Oh, Hummels. Vermaelen is the dream. Vermaelen is the dream. Cahill works because Cahill obviously gives links to De Bruyne, to Pogba, to Masuaku. Masuaku doesn't actually need links. Vermaelen gives that triple link to Nainggolan to the point where they're just done for chemistry. So I'm going to take Vermaelen just for that chem link there, and we'll get another BPL centre-back, I'm sure, at one point or another. And off the back of that, I'm tempted to take Vorm as my... No, not Vorm. Let's go with Vorm. There's no other good goalkeepers there anyway. So that's the starting lineup. A little bit of work to do. I need a couple new strikers, preferably BPL. I need a BPL centre-back. And then a better right back from the Calcio A. We get Lacazette. What do we have here? We could play Lacazette and Cavani up front. Yeah, let's do that. Let's take that Lacazette. Let's pop him up there. And then let's put that Cavani up there. Now that Cavani will go to 7 chem. That boosts our chemistry massively. That's not too bad at all. Obviously, we still need a bit of work in the defensive areas. Balotelli there. And El Shaarawy just doesn't work for me. Pedro doesn't work for me. Bastia, is he better than the defender that we have? I don't believe so. Balotelli just doesn't work because there's no Italian midfielder, unless we play Balotelli up front. But I'm going to be, if that were the case, I would stick with Cavani and Lacazette. So let's take a chem style. Don't really care for the catalyst, so let's take rating. Let's go Pedro just for that rating. And we do have like a heavy influence in BPL anyway, so Pedro could become important throughout the time here. Now I'm very tempted to take this Costa card, because if we do go, let's take Costa. I think we stay same chemistry if we put him in. Yeah, it's the same chemistry, but it's another BPL player, and that's again now. This could be why, you know, Pedro could be very relevant for us, and the same way that Michael Carrick could also be quite relevant for us. Don't really like Michael Carrick, because if Pedro goes in centre midfield, yeah, no, Michael Carrick's going to be useless. Let's take a chem style and a player that fits the bill in one way or another. So we'll do that. Come on, let's get someone that's going to be useful to us. I mean, Hesse is not bad, but just like obviously gets a strong link if we play Cavani, but it just doesn't work. None of this works. So I'll take a chem style and we'll take the Hunter of Hesse. So this goalkeeper here, guys, is really important. It needs to be a Calcio A or a good BPL goalkeeper. And there's no Calcio A goalkeeper here, so we'll take Begovic. He is a good BPL goalkeeper. We absolutely need a BPL centre-back. A left-back would be okay. Like, I was half expecting Luke Shaw, because, ooh, I might play Bellerin at centre-back. 5'10", high medium, but that pace could be good. Let's take him, let's try it. Let's put Bellerin in there. Gives us 6 more chemistry, puts us up to 91 chem. The only players off chem now are Bellerin by a bit, and Begovic, and the 2 strikers in the cam. So we need some midfield options here. I can go full BPL if needs be. Koscielny, perfect. Koscielny puts up to 97 chemistry. Now we can go full BPL if we get one more defender from the BPL, which we can't get. But if we get a CDM from the BPL, we can go full BPL. Or Gundogan. We could take Gundogan. Do we have a CDM? We don't. That Michael Carrick now actually would have been looking quite good, because we could put Gundogan in centre back, or like Pogba in centre back or something. We can then put Pedro centre midfield, which would give Costa the perfect links, and then Bellerin at right back. Let's take him and see how that fares when we've got all the players up. Next up, we're gonna get. Come on, give me a CDM from the BPL. We're not getting it. Let's take a Shadow Chem style. Before we do that, like, so I want to have a look now. So if we put Gundogan there, Hector Bellerin there, and then Pedro in midfield there, that's 93 chemistry. Who's off chem there? Ericsson is off chem. If we put Pogba up here, that doesn't help at all, does it? No, it doesn't. It's just it's Ericsson that's the problem. Do we get any strong links? We get a strong link. If we put him there and then put him there, there we go. That's 94 chemistry like this. Pedro's off chem because he's out of position. Gundogan's off chem as well because he's out of position. Although, would it be better if we did that? It would be. Although I don't want to play Ericsson at centre back. I'd much prefer to play Gundogan on 3 chem at centre back. And then it's just the one striker. Now, we might be able to get the striker to help us. I think this would be the best team, guys. I think this would be the best team. Obviously, I don't really want to play Gundogan at centre back either, to be honest. Pogba would be the better choice of all of them, but just doesn't really help the team. Actually, maybe no, he doesn't, because we need that French link to Lacazette. So yeah, 94 chem here though, which is pretty good. Do we get more chem? No, we lose chem by swapping those over. This is kind of like the team that it has to be, based depending on what we get as the final position. Now, a BPL striker would be ideal, right? It would be absolutely ideal. But before that, I'm going to go do chem styles. So we want Hunter. We want Hunter for Lacazette. We also want Hunter for Costa. So we'll throw him in there. I'm happy with Maestro on Pogba. Actually, let's go for Hawk on Pogba. Let's give him pace and shooting. Engine will give to De Bruyne. I want Shadow on Gundogan for sure. He's going to need that. And I also want Shadow on Koscielny. And do we have another Shadow? Basic and Backbone on Bellerin is fine. If we've got a Guardian, that would be even better. We don't have a Guardian. For Masuaku, we'll give him the Anchor Chem style. Basic on Begovic, I guess, is... Oh, no, we've got a glove. We've got Vaughan with the glove. Boom. There we go. Vaughan with the glove. So we're going to have Glove, Shadow, Shadow, Backbone, Anchor, Finisher, Basic, Engine, Hawk, Hunter, Hunter. It's just the 2 midfield spots. What do I want to do? Let's go Maestro on Pedro. And I don't want Finisher in the midfield. Let's give a Catalyst. Let's give that pace and passing to the centre midfielder. So this last spot, guys, this is it. This is it. Can we get a BPL striker, yes or no? Looks like a no. It is a no. That's pretty sad. But we'll take Carlos Eduardo. Let's build this team back together. It's going to be interesting to play Gundogan at centre back. What I might do is actually take him out like early on. I might just sub him like pretty much straight out. Maybe for Nainggolan as well, actually, because that Nainggolan card is godly. It's a shame. It's just a shame. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want to do it like this, should I say? So didn't we get to 96 chemistry? What have I done different here? What do I have to make it 96 chem? Anyway, it doesn't make any difference because I could just put Vermaelen and Nainggolan back into the team with this right back, and then we would get. I mean, I don't even know if we'd get more chemistry, to be honest. Let's get the manager. And then we'll go and take a look. We obviously need a BPL manager, would be super helpful. There is a BPL manager, a French BPL. Yeah, there we go, perfect. So we'll get Lacazette up to 8 chem, Eriksen up to 8 chem, and everyone else with the extra chem boost. So it's only 97 chemistry for the team. It's just depending on whether or not we want to... I swear I had like better chemistry. I thought I had 3. I thought I had 96. Let's go and take a look at Nainggolan, Vermaelen. Vermaelen will be there. We'll swap those around. And then the right back. This might actually give us perfect chem. Right, this does give us 100 chemistry. And only the goalkeeper's off him. I think this is probably the better setup, guys. Having a centre-back at centre-back is probably far more important than having... Bellerin at right back. And that midfield is pretty deadly. So there's the team, guys. It's a 185. What can we do with this? Let's find out. Okay, guys, as we get into the gameplay, the first opponent, whoa, my words. First opponent has got a pretty bog standard team, to be honest. Ronaldo, Blue Messi, and Inform Bale. Other than that, like, there's not too much to worry about there. That Lacazette card typically would be pretty good if it had some chemistry. I want to talk a little bit about the rating of players throughout today's gameplay. On Footbin, let me grab up Footbin. Let me grab up Footbin. It's one of those kind of days. On Footbin, there is, let me go for Theo Walcott, for example. They have like something called rating per position. I thought it stood for recommended player position, but it stands for rating per position, and this changes based on the chemistry style that you give to the player. And what it does is it basically tells you what rating the player gets in game based on chemistry and chem style. But I don't know how accurate it actually is. So I'd love to know your thoughts and feedback on it. And it's a sort of thing where, for example, if we take Chris Smalling, or Smaldini, as I like to call him, apologies for the constant swallowing today. I have an ulcer right on the tip of my tongue, and it just makes it a little bit difficult to do anything. So, as he is, without any chemistry or chem style on him, is an 82 rated centre-back. If you then obviously apply 10 chem and a shadow card to him, he goes to 91 centre-back. Of course, you can apply an anchor to him, he goes to a 90 rated centre-back, but a shadow puts him up there at his highest. Let's see what it looks like with a Sentinel. Oh, Sentinel puts him at a 92 rated centre-back. That's interesting. So you can get Chris Smalling with a Sentinel card up to a 92 rated centre-back. If you then take Bailly, who is basically the next kind of like big favourite, and apply a shadow to him, he goes to an 89. And if we apply a Sentinel to him, he goes to a 91. So when you're comparing him to Winston Reid Inform, who for me is a phenomenal centre-back. When we apply a shadow to Winston Reid, he goes to a 92 centre-back, and a Sentinel pops him up to a 93 rated centre-back. So of the three, Reid, Smalling and Bailly, Smalling and Reid are actually the best two centre-backs with shadow, anchor or sentinel. They're just the best. When you compare Winston Reid, 93 rated centre-back with his sentinel card on, to say Sergio Ramos, just a regular card. Ramos as a base is an 86 rated centre-back based on his stats. Right, I know it says 89 because it has a little asterisk next to it that says without international reputation, because you know international rep, like because Ramos has high international rep, he gets I think +3 ratings. Well, actually that's confirmed because it's 86 there as a centre-back with no chem and he's an 89. Whereas someone like Winston Reid, because he's not for the most desirable club, no offence to you know the West Ham fans, and he's not for a desirable nationality, he doesn't have high international rep. So he doesn't get a super high rating. So when you apply a shadow to Ramos, he goes to a 93 rated centre-back, and the Sentinel takes him to a 94 rated centre-back. So what that means is Sergio Ramos is marginally better than Winston Reid, and the only reason why, as a centre-back, bear in mind, as a centre-back, I know Ramos has like more passing, more dribbling, etc. But for purely defensive stats as a centre-back, rating per position, Sergio Ramos is only marginally better than Winston Reid, who is only marginally better than Smalling, who is only marginally better than Bailly. So it just, for me, the reason why I talk about this is mainly due to like foot champs, because people are like, how does this do this and how does that do that and how does this player become such a beast? And when we look at Kurt Zouma, somebody actually interestingly told me about Kurt Zouma. When you look at Kurt Zouma with a shadow, Kurt Zouma obviously is an 80 rated. In-game is a 79 rated for a centre-back, which means he has one international reputation that boosts him from a 79 to an 80. If you apply a shadow to him, he goes up to an 88 rated centre-back. If you apply a sentinel to him, he goes to an 89 rated centre-back. So when people say, how does someone as low rated as Kurt Zouma feel as good as Chris Smalling or Eric Bailly or Sergio Ramos, or who's another big centre-back, Jerome Boateng? Let's have a look at Boateng. So Boateng obviously is 90 rated. If you take away his international reputation, it goes down to 87 rated. If you apply a shadow, he's a 93, and a sentinel, he is still only a 93. So Boateng is a 93 and Zouma is a 90. Like that, like in game, Boateng's not that much better than Kurt Zouma, and that's if you've got the right chem styles. Like if, let's say, like somebody doesn't understand or believe in chem styles and they just have Boateng on a basic chem style, their Jerome Boateng comes in at a 90 rated centre-back on basic. Whereas my Kurt Zouma also comes in as a 90 rated centre-back on Sentinel or Shadow. So like it goes some way to helping explain and reason why player A feels as good as player B and player C doesn't feel greater than player D, even though player C is rated like 87 and player D is rated 81. Like I'm sure there are examples, for example, like Barkley, who I find to be a phenomenal player, is 81 rated. He's an 80 rated cam in game. He's 1,000 coins, and if you give him, say, Sniper puts him up to an 85 cam, Finisher to an 81, that's dead. Deadeye to an 85 cam. Marksman doesn't really do much for him. I'm just trying to look for the best. So Artist puts Ross Barkley up to an 88 rated cam. That's pretty intense. Maestro puts him up to an 86 cam, an 85 centre forward. Engine doesn't really do much for him. Sentinel is garbage. Guardian isn't very good. Gladiator doesn't really help him. Neither does Backbone because they're all defensive minded. Anchor doesn't really help him. Hunter puts him up to an 84 rated centre forward. Catalyst an 85 cam, and Shadow doesn't really do much for him. So you want to be putting basically Artist on Ross Barkley, and all of a sudden you've got yourself an 88 rated cam. He's 81 rated in game, yet you can play him as an 88 rated cam. And as I say, I just want to talk about this because I want to hear your guys' opinions in the comment section on it. Do you think this is realistic? Do you think this is actually, you know, a little bit closer to how it is and how it feels in game? Is it one of the reasons why some people with low rated teams but that have the correct chem styles are actually playing with beast teams? And could it be a reasoning to why people feel handicapped? Because when you take out international reputation, which is the only thing international reputation does is give an artificial boost to the overall card. It doesn't actually change the in-game stats. So like I say, like Sergio Ramos is an 89 rated card. If you take away international reputation out of FIFA, and this has been founded as correct from 2 years ago, Sergio Ramos would be an 86 rated centre-back. So is handicap or something similar that people feel actually the removal of international reputation and the adding of chem styles to benefit the lower players to actually close the gap to the better players? Is that what it really is? It'd be interesting. Anyway, we end up losing the final here today, guys. It was a frustrating game. My opponent had stood their shieldings pretty much since he scored the first goal. He did create a few chances, and credit to him. You know, he was very good in attack up until the goal, and he created a few chances afterwards as I went like ultra attacking to try and get back into the game. But ultimately, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't get back into the game. I don't think I had 2 shots, which never really happens for me. But very frustrating to play against. But hey, you know, what are you going to do? That's FIFA for you. But this, guys, is the end of the gameplay. Let's get into the packs. So, guys, we make it to the final of this episode. We lost in the final 1-0. It was one of the most frustrating games of FIFA I have ever played in any FIFA ever. It was a really fun, even game up until my opponent scored. He then spent the rest of the game shielding until I either got 2 men and he passed it to the next man and shielded, and then would pass to the next man, would shield, or until I'd push the ball out of play and then he'd just pass it again and shield it again. It was incredibly infuriating to play against. I understand why he did it. You know, I felt like I had a decent chance in that game. He was obviously a good player himself. I've got a really good team. You know, he wanted the win in the final. I understand why, but it's just the shielding is so hard to get around. Like, I say this a lot about Park the Bus, and it's the same about shielding. And this isn't me being salty. Maybe it sounds like I'm being salty, but like, you know, the guy played a good game. This is me just looking at this from like an objective point of view where you can literally put 2 players on a player that's shielding and you cannot get the ball. Your player will just stand there on his back and that's all he'll do. It's so frustrating to deal with. However, you know, I couldn't break it down. Basically, the bottom line is I couldn't break it down. I couldn't break whatever he was doing down. I had 2 chances, only 2 shots in the whole game. I should have scored with both of them, and I let myself down there. My keeper made a few big saves, to be fair. He could have easily got a second and third, especially later on in the game as I pushed on and you know, went more attacking. But we lose after dominating the first 3 games. We lose. We get a gold players pack and a premium gold players pack. That's not too bad. It's not great, but it's not too bad. We'll see what we'll get out of them. Let's see if we can get a special card. Gold players pack and premium gold players pack. We'll start with the gold players pack now. Of course, the La Liga Santander players are going to be worth a little bit. We're going to get a Tigres player. Nothing too amazing there. What do we get? So this guy will send to the trade pile. And that's it from these. Jesus Christ, that pack is horrendous. That is truly a horrendous pack. I'll discard these because they're not really worth that much, are they? And then we'll go and get our next pack. As I say, guys, fair play to my opponent. You know, if you can play like that, credit to you. I personally can't do it because when I start shielding, I feel intense pressure and I end up giving the ball away needlessly. But that's just me. If you've managed to master that, then you know, credit to you and how you do it. Another really bad pack here. We're not even going to get any players. Even if we get an 83 now, the 83s are back down to being worth absolutely nothing. So what do we get here? We get a Belgian player. What do we get? Is this guy worth anything? 2.8, 1. Oh wow, nice 1,400 coins for him. We get no Spanish league players. Oh, Espanyol 2 player. This guy might be worth a little bit. Let's have a look. And I've got one of these in the club as well. 1,500, 800 coin bid on him there, so we'll pop him up for like 1,200, 1,300. We'll see if he goes for anything. We'll send this guy and this guy to the trade pile as well. I'll send the rest of the dudes to the club. Terrible pack luck again, and this is what I talked about in the previous episode, the previous Draft of Glory. The packs just don't represent good value. They just don't. You know, you can sit there and say anything you like. You know, I paid 15k coins and I got a 25k pack and a 12k pack. Sure, I did pay 15k coins and I got a 25k and a 12k pack, but I don't think it's representative, personally, of what you should get for doing what you do. So we sold a whole bunch of items there, guys. We are now well and truly over 1.9 million coins earned. We'll go and take a look at the leaderboards again. So our transfer profit is 1,770,000, including the match earnings. Now we're well over that 1.9 million coin mark, which is fantastic. This, though, is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.